Welcome to Bourbon and Badges, the podcast, live in Studio 77 from Gastonia, North Carolina, and Calabash, the voice of the uncommon people.
Hey, this is the Rodinator. Welcome to Bourbon and Badges, the podcast. Oh,
you forgot the music.
That's our fucking music, folks, because as you can see, there was two.
There were
just two. The Rodinator and Hounddog here.
That's
Slow
right.
Ride and Doby Dog are off the grid. Slow Ride
Literally.
is up there in mud up to his ass. I don't fucking know. We'll talk about it. Doby Dog had something going on. But we said the show
Must go on.
Must
right.
go on. So that was our music. That's going to be our new music.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, that's our new music, folks. So. Anyway, hey, this is Bourbon and Badges, the podcast. It looks like we're on episode 24.
24.
Yeah.
Season 6.
Season 6. We had a break in the action, folks, as you might understand, because of the hurricane, and that's not going to be a joking thing when we talk about it.
Yep.
It put us behind a little bit, but if our true fans noticed, we released a throwback, didn't we, Hounddog?
Oh yes, one that I had on my iPad back in the day. I set up an iPad and hit record and talk. You know, it's Slow Buck and I talking about shit and just let it roll.
Yeah, I watched it. It was awesome, man, because it was like watching one of those old movies. It was old school, just those three dudes, and Buck was there. And I was like, oh, man, that was great. You guys were all together in the same room.
Yep, sure
instead
were.
of podcasts from different locations.
Yep.
So that was awesome. I watched it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think I watched that about 3 times before I actually put it out because, man, I miss that damn Buck.
Hell yeah, I did too. Yep. But that was a great way to fill in some time just so you guys out there had something to listen to.
Yeah.
Because I know you missed the show. The show.
Oh, you know you did.
Our thousands upon thousands of fans, you missed the show.
The millions and millions
and millions. How do we work wrestling into this shit?
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, so we're on episode 24 now. And we're just going to try and get an episode in here. It's just me and the Hounddog. And so I think we want to start with, of course, as always. Go ahead.
Guess what?
Go ahead.
We don't have anybody tell us we can't do something now.
Oh, that's true. We can go down fucking rabbit holes.
We can rabbit hole city, man.
Show me a rabbit hole. I'm going down.
We are.
Politics, Slow. Right now, Slow's turning over.
Oh, yeah.
He's going like this.
Right. You know, he knows that we're recording tonight. I bet he's up there pacing the down floors.
Right now, he's having heart.
What are they talking about? What are they talking about?
He's having heart palpitations right now. What's going on? Oh, shit. Rodinator's going off. Yeah. But, today's going to be an unscripted, all-out, we're just going to have fun and do some drinking.
We won't let the liquor flow.
Yeah. But I'm just going to finish up. I got some Macallan 12. I know it's a Scottish whiskey, but it's good shit. And my cork broke, so I got to finish it.
Oh, yeah. That's convenient.
Kind of dry rotted a little bit. How about you, Hounddog? What you got going on?
Drinking Weller Special Reserve.
You can't beat Weller.
It's a Buffalo Trace product, wheated bourbon. Wheat is in my wheelhouse. I like it.
There you go. Perfect.
So we're going to give this stuff a try and see what do we think.
All right, folks, we're going to start off the show because I know you guys are missing the Rainbow Warrior, the unicorn wonder of the world, slow shootout mountain ride.
Yep.
And actually, all seriousness, Slow Ride is fine. He weathered the storm rather well, right, Hounddog?
Oh, yeah, it did.
Yep. Apparently, go ahead.
He told us that he is 3,500 feet, above sea level. The people, what was it, 2,000 feet and below were decimated by flooding. So Slow said he, by the grace of God, he got lucky.
He avoided a lot of the water and a lot of the problems the water brought, which is mudslides, because he's on the side of a mountain. He could have been sliding down surfing style, Rainbow Warrior, you know. But all seriousness, he dodged a bullet, so to speak.
Yep.
And he told me a story, Hounddog. He told me to put it in perspective, Rodinator. He said there was a 33-car train on its tracks before the storm. Mm-hmm. And when the storm was gone and the water pulled back, the train and the cars were gone.
Really?
Yeah. And you know, I know a lot about trains, you know, the subways and stuff. I know how big and how powerful they are. And the only thing they found out of 33 cars right now with the 2 engines.
Wow.
They finally found them. So wherever the water took them, the water took them. Folks, water's no joke.
It is nice.
It will. It does what it wants, and you will not stop it. And I know everybody knows this. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but when you put it in perspective, like washing houses away, of course, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason, when I hear it just takes a train, and like it's gone, like they don't.
Those
it's not
things
like
aren't
the cars.
light.
And they didn't get washed down like 30 yards. Like they're gone. Like they don't know where they are. What state? You know. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty. Or are they buried under a bunch of mud? I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know what happened.
Do you know if the train was actually moving? Was there people on the train?
No,
like
it was just
conductor and
set.
stuff?
No, I believe it was just sitting.
Okay,
Yeah,
it was
just sitting.
stationary.
It wasn't moving. Right.
Okay.
There was no casualties on that train, but the
Good.
train itself was just sitting there, and they figured it was going to be there after the damn storm, right? Nope. Go.
Wow,
They just
man.
found the 2 cars. So just to put it in perspective, folks, that's what's going on. So Slo told me a little bit more, Hounddog, and let's just kind of talk back and forth about what we know, because
Okay.
I know we each spoke to him separately.
Yeah.
He told me he's got his generator running. He runs it, I believe, partly in the morning and partly at night to kind of split it up a little bit because it can get costly. He wasn't expecting to have power for a couple months, but I think Hounddog has an update on that here in a minute.
Yep.
And I want to give a shout out to Elon Musk.
Oh yeah. Good
Elon
job,
Musk getting Starlink up there. Guess who
Yep.
got it? Slow Ride. Elon dropped off a Starlink to Slow Ride and to a lot of folks up there to get them their communications up. Elon Musk, not FEMA, not the
Yep.
government.
Right.
Elon Musk. Okay.
That's
So
true.
shout out to Elon Musk, whether you like him or not, man. The man's a stud. He's a genius.
is.
He's incredible. I think he's a Martian, for God's sakes. He's like crazy smart. So thanks to Elon. So Slow Ride's got some communication ability. Go ahead, Hounddog.
Yep. Yeah, I talked to him probably about 45 minutes to an hour before we started podcasting tonight, and he said the generator that he's got, he can run his house on. He can run like this limited power. He can run the pump for the water, so he can take a shower,
Right.
and all this other stuff. But once a couple of things gets going, it seriously drains the generator. It bogs it down because all the power it's using.
Sure.
And he said that he got a phone call and he had to go to, I think he said Johnson City, Tennessee. The good people over in Johnson City somehow got him a little bit more powerful generator, gave it to him.
Just donated a generator to him.
Donated generator.
Man, aren't people great? People can be great.
Donated a 5-gallon gas tank full of gas for the generator.
Nice.
Man, it's the people will look out for the people. The freaking government could care less about the average everyday American.
I'm going to key in on that, though. The people in the mountains
Right.
and those type folks will look out for each other and give you the clothes off their back, give you the last piece of fucking bacon on their plate. I'm not so sure about city slickers. You know what I'm saying? But the people in those mountains, they take care of each other. And I'm learning that from Slo because, hell, he told me the story too. He's when it first happened and everybody's power was out, they had freezers full of meat and food, and they decided rather than letting all the shit go fucking bad, each day, like say today's Monday, we come to my house and everybody comes over and we take all the meat out of my refrigerator and we fucking cook it up on the fire, and we all have a big party and get fucking blasted just to make things feel normal again.
Right.
Then the next day we go to Hounddog's house.
Yep.
Right up there, and then they just went around to everybody's house. Everybody ate. They felt normal. They had a little bit of a break before they had to get serious about shit.
Yep.
And they just did that, and it was just community. You know
Right.
what happened? We're so divided today with so much
We
shit.
are.
I'm not going to go down a political rabbit hole yet, but we are so divided today. But when disaster strikes, like I contribute this type of thing to almost like a 9/11 Hounddog.
Right. Yeah, exactly, man.
Hell, Bush had a 90% approval rating. Everybody was friends. Everybody was into rebuilding, helping New York, blah, 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 blah. Everybody was on board. That's the kind of stuff that I like to see during these things.
Exactly. And it's a shame that it takes something like that to make that happen sometimes,
Right.
It's a damn shame that just, say 3 months ago, the people wouldn't just come together and help each other out when they needed help.
Right. Or just pick up the phone and call your neighbor and check on them.
Yeah.
Like you ever notice, like, when there's a death in your family, all of a sudden there's a family reunion and you see people you hadn't seen for years and you go, man, we should have done this sooner than this. Why is it always a tragedy that has to bring people together?
Right. It's just sad.
That's some
just
sad shit. We think we got forever, but I mean, every second we're on this podcast, it's a second closer to the grave, brother.
Yep. You're right.
We're a second
you're
closer to
absolutely right.
death. No one escapes it. We all die.
Yeah.
And that's the show for the night.
Gloom and doom.
Gloom and doom. But
yeah,
So
yeah,
Slow Ride
he wanted me to tell everybody that he appreciates all the thoughts and prayers that went out to them up there in the mountains, and he's looking forward. He said, "Man, I'm missing podcasting. I miss it bad." He said he's looking forward to coming back pretty soon. And and when all this first happened, he told me that it'd be at least 6 weeks to 6 months before power got restored where he's at.
Wow.
And then he called me, I guess maybe last week or maybe even the week before last, and said, "Man, guess what?" I said, "What's that?" He said, "They said it's going to be about 4 months before we get power." I said, 4 months is better than 6. Then tonight, he said they have power up to the road that he lives on. So,
which is about a mile and a half away, you told me.
A mile and a half, yeah, a mile from the main road up to his house is about a mile and a half. So hopefully he is hoping, fingers crossed, that he has power next week and he'll be able to podcast with us next week.
Dude, you think a mile and a half, man? Those boys are so good at running wire, man. They can get that up there quick.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, it won't be buried. It'll be in the air and shit. But
they have to set poles and they'll do what they got to do to get power restored. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be great, because I'll tell you what, I mean, they're prepared up there, but what you have to do now is he's getting a full dose of mountain shit, right? He wanted it, he's got it.
Oh yeah,
and he's
definitely
living
got it.
Because now, generator gas, he's got to go. He's got a Johnson City, I think, is his lifeline, right? Isn't it? He goes to Tennessee all the time to get his supplies.
Johnson City is about 20 minutes from his house, and they got full power, full everything. They wasn't,
right,
if barely, if any, affected by the hurricane.
Right. Oh, I want to toast to a bad thing, but we're going to make it into a good thing. Hounddog, you ready?
Yeah, man.
Let me turn my cup. I want to toast to Slow Ride's second retirement. Although it was forced, Ingalls is now gone.
Yeah, it is.
So he is no longer going to be stocking toilet paper, and I feel bad for the business, and I feel bad for the people who are unemployed now. But it's Slow's second attempt at retirement, forced as it was.
Yep.
Slow Ride is retired again.
To retirement. All right.
To retirement.
Or like Slow would do, he'd probably do something like,
yeah. Well, he's got the buttons. We don't got the buttons. But that was pretty good.
You have to make do, man.
Yeah, exactly. I have to make do. Hey, we're these are the effects of the hurricane on us too. There's only 2 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We lost one of our guys. I mean, So, but yeah, that's great. And shout out to Slow's daughter, Carly. Right.
Oh man, she was.
Yeah. She was so worried about her dad. She reached out to all of us and everything like that. She got people together. She made calls. She got in touch with people to get her dad helicoptered supplies.
Yeah. They said that you had a little something to do with that as well.
Oh, yeah. No, she just reached out to me and was asking for help, man. I said, hey, whatever I can do. So I just looked around a little bit and found some things.
Yeah.
But she got a helicopter up there to him to get some supplies. And Slow's neighbor was in need of insulin. And that chopper ride apparently got the insulin the neighbor needed as well.
Man,
so shout out to Carly for worrying about her dad, loving her dad, and getting shit done. She didn't just sit around going, crying like a little beta female. She was an alpha female. Got shit done.
To Carly.
Carly, you can't drink yet. I don't know if you can drink yet, honey, but we're going to drink for you.
We'll drink for you.
Boom.
Always.
Yeah. For anybody.
Uncle Hounddog and Uncle Rodinator.
The Uncle Rodinator. So did we cover everything for Slow?
I think so.
What's going on with him? I don't know if you got it. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
So that's good. Yeah, we asked him today if the Starlink would allow him to help him with the show, but he said he hadn't got that worked out yet. So he said, go ahead and run it. So we're going to go ahead and rip and run it. And but that's the update on Slow. He is good, and he misses you guys, and he'll be back hopefully next week.
Hopefully, man. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
And now let's piss off some snowflakes.
There's a lot going on, folks. Anyway, so let's update since we haven't seen you guys in a while. Crime is still off the freaking hook, right?
It is.
Inflation still through the roof, right? Immigrants still coming across the border. We're still sending millions. Oh, let me get pissed off for a second. We're sending millions and millions of dollars to Ukraine at the drop of a hat.
How much was it today?
$400 million today because it was a need. But the people in Western Carolina in the mountains, they got to have an act of God to get more money sent to them. Mayorkas is out there saying, well, we might run out of money. Listen, you know what? If you have money for Ukraine, you have money for Western North Carolina.
Exactly.
I saw the best meme It had a picture of North Carolina, the western part.
Yeah.
And it had an arrow pointed to it. It said Ukraine. Pretend it's Ukraine.
Oh yeah.
Send them money. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such an insult.
It
to
is.
send this money
$750 a person is what they got up there in the western part of North Carolina.
Not only that, but not just for the people, but to get things up there. Everybody should be up there. We should know everything out there. We have enough supplies throughout this country. California, big machinery for everywhere should head there and just come down on western North Carolina because the topography, the ground, the metric tons of mud and dirt and rock.
Oh, yeah.
I heard there was like 1,200 roads washed out, and now they're down. They got 421 to go. So they've already opened up almost 1,000 roads. So they're doing good, but damn, 421 more roads. What if you're on that road and you can't get out? What are you doing? You're hiking out every day, or you're taking a four-wheeler or a horse, right? But we have plenty of money for Ukraine.
Yeah, Slo said that, for today, he said that when the post office or UPS or somewhere has a delivery for them, they can't come up to where they're at to make the normal delivery. A guy meets them. Oh, Lord, I thought you had a hurricane.
I thought
earthquake. A guy, I guess he lives on a mountain there, meets them at the bottom of the road and brings everybody's mail and packages to them on a side-by-side. I said, man, that's a good neighbor.
Oh, yeah.
Not everybody would think to do that, but he had a gumption to do it.
I think that's what they think of up there. I almost think like when they're doing something for themselves to improve their life, I think they always think, how can I help my neighbors out too? Is this a good idea for so-and-so? Was this a good idea for so-and-so? And I think instead of always being that selfish, having that selfish thought, it's always like, how can I help everybody up here with this?
Yep.
And that's the thing. So, that's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, anyway, so getting back to plenty of crime to talk about. We got some more problems with this Venezuelan gang. I can never pronounce their name, dude. Tren de Agua.
Sounds good.
Strikes again. 59-year-old man murdered in Connecticut. So these two fine souls right here. Yeah. Just listen, folks. I mean,
pieces of shit.
This isn't political. This is a fact. The country's got 10 to 20 million new folks here. You could call it whatever you want. Call it whatever you want. I had a neighbor up here. I had a neighbor up the street say some shit like this. I want someone to say who used to pick fruit, who would pick fruit right now, and if you won't, then shut up. Meaning the migrants pick fruit. Okay. Well, these two people right here, they're not picking fruit. Okay.
No, they're killing
people and stealing shit. And do whatever the hell they want. So spare me. We need these people. We need legal immigration. We need people in here who are doctors, lawyers, scientists, the best of the best. Mm-hmm. And we'll take them all.
Oh yeah,
but we don't want your trash. We don't want your unskilled, unemployed, gang-banging trash in the country. Why? The same reason their country doesn't want them, and they're kicking them out and sending them over here.
Let's empty out the insane asylums and send them to the United States.
And you can yell and scream when Trump says that, but it is so true.
It is true.
A crime down, I think it was Venezuela's down 70%.
Yeah, because all the scumbags are here.
Exactly. And I hear they tell them, listen, we're letting you have a free pass out, but if you come back, we kill you.
Yeah.
Don't come back. So they come here, and they're going to stay. And now we have to deal with it. I
saw that something a while ago when I was looking that stuff up. It said if they stopped right now letting people in, it would take at least 4 decades to clear out all the Venezuela gang members. Oh, sure. 4 decades.
That's 40 years, folks.
40 years.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Anyway, these two gangbangers from Venezuela. Oh, I'm sorry, these are Venezuelan gangbangers. Did I say? Yeah, Venezuela.
Yeah.
Murdered 59-year-old man in Stamford, Connecticut this month. Hey, Joe Biden's home state of Connecticut.
Hey, what about that?
Yeah. So 24-year-old this, 22-year-old that. I won't say their names because it's about 85 letters long with a hyphen in it, and I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Were arrested in New York after they allegedly used their stolen credit cards. Of course, they're just smart enough to pull a gun and kill somebody and take the credit cards, and then they just use them and they think they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
According to police, these people were also found in items belonging to other people who were victims of crimes and are connected to the Venezuelan-based Tren de Agua gang that has spread across American communities over the last 3 years. The last 3 years, they just said, and this is a news report from Breitbart, if you want to know where it's from. Very reputable folks. So for the last 3 years, this gang has been getting a foothold in America. We heard about, this is the same people, Hound, who are in Colorado taking over the apartment complex.
We talked about it on the previous podcast. Yeah,
that's exactly right. So now they're Connecticut, New York, and they're doing. And the irony of it is, it's sanctuary states and cities that are really getting hammered. It's like me opening my front door to gangbangers and scumbags and have them come live at my house, and then wonder why I get my throat slit in the middle of the night.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, listen, I mean, it's incredible to think of the mindset of the administration to let this happen, all for votes. They think it's votes.
Yeah.
And I also think, Hounddog, I don't mean to interrupt you. I know I'm just hogging this fucking.
No, it's all good.
I think it's votes, and I also think they like the chaos, because chaos, people will look to the government to calm the chaos. And how do you calm chaos? You make more laws, and people will give away more of their rights to have
and freedoms.
calm and safety.
Yeah.
Rather than just keeping scumbags out. So I think they're lighting this fire on purpose for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
That's the Rodinator talking. I don't give a shit. Slo, I don't care what you're hearing right now. I don't care you're doing back salts. Great. Go have yourself a bourbon. Go sit on your porch, all right, and wait for Starlink, because I'm producing this motherfucker.
Well, you know what? I think the lefties, the Democrats, and all think that every illegal that crosses the border is a vote for them. Right.
I think they do. And you know what the irony is? Like the people from Mexico, they're very religious.
Yeah.
They're very religious people. You ever see, like, and I'm not trying to be funny. They're very religious. They're a lot of Catholics, a lot of religious people.
Right.
And they're not for a lot of this crazy stuff that the Democrats do when they don't believe in religion. They don't, they don't vote that way a lot of times. They're all the time, at church. I see them. And so I don't know they're guaranteed votes. I understand they think they are, because what they're going to see is Donald Trump wants to send you back.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris wants you to stay here. But what kind of life do you have here under Kamala Harris? Because they're suffering too. A lot of these people are suffering too. Yeah. You see them in New York. They're staying in hotels, but some are staying on the street still in tents and stuff. Yeah. And they have nowhere to go, and it's just they're living on the street basically. They might have a little money in their pocket, but they're living on the street. I mean, think about a life like that,
Oh man, I'm telling you, man, it's terrible. But the Biden did it to us. He did it to you.
Absolutely.
He did it to me. He did it to your family, my family, everybody. Absolutely. Every American, hardworking American citizen.
Yep.
He pretty much, said, "Fuck y'all. Mm-hmm. We're going to let these guys come in and let them rape and pillage and plunder."
Yep.
Just like the damn Vikings used to do.
Yep. And I know he put Kamala in charge of it, and now she's running. She says she wants 4 more years. I mean, this is why I can't understand people's mentality. Like, wake up. Like, do you see what's going on around you? Do you remember life back in 16, 17, 18, and 2019 and 2020? It was fabulous compared to this. It was like it was like a Riviera vacation around here, man. It was great.
Yeah, it was.
You kept more of your money, inflation low, GDP high, unemployment low. There were no wars. There was no Ukraine war. There was no Israeli war. Putin didn't invade dog shit on Trump's watch. Not a damn thing. I've said this before, Hounddog. Obama let him go into Crimea. Mm-hmm. Biden let him go into Ukraine. George Bush let him invade Georgia in Russia. Remember? Yeah. Nothing was done about any of those borders being protected. Georgia? Nope. Putin went in and got it. Crimea under Obama. Let me say it again. Obama let Putin invade Crimea and did nothing.
Yep.
Biden let him invade Ukraine and started the war machine. And here we go. All of a sudden, Ukraine's more important than Georgia and more important than Crimea. Why? Some people say because there's some biolabs there. Some people say because Joe Biden took money from Ukraine. There's a lot of things going on over there. A lot of rabbit holes to go down. But
I'm telling you. It wouldn't surprise me if some of that money that Biden is sending over to Ukraine is funneling back.
You wouldn't say he's money laundering.
I wouldn't. No, I didn't say that.
That doesn't happen. Send it over there and then have him send it back somehow?
Yeah,
Maybe through one of his 20 shell companies. I don't know.
I bet Hunter got it. There you go.
What happened to old Hunter? I haven't heard from Hunter in a while.
I think he went off. Didn't he go off to prison?
Not yet. No, I think probably hitting a glass dick right now, a crack pipe. I'm not sure.
Probably so.
Did I say that? Jesus. Anyway, hey, here's to a good election. Hopefully, we can straighten this country out in November. Yeah, please, everybody vote regardless. Please vote and vote with your conscience and just with a little common sense.
Everybody just think back about how they were, 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
And you're not voting for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris to be your boyfriend, girlfriend, to babysit your kids.
Yep.
You're voting for them to do the job of fixing the country. And I know this. I got a taste of Donald Trump as president, and it tasted pretty damn good.
Yep.
So,
and if Kamala's want to do all this, says, I'm going day one, I'm going to do this. On day one, I'm going to do that. How many days have you had to do and you ain't done it yet?
Over 1,200, 1,300.
Okay. All right. Well, that should tell you where this damn shit's going.
Yeah. And when she was asked the question on that debate, on that talk show, she said, "What would you do different now?"
Oh,
Joe
yeah,
Biden,
yeah,
The View,
yeah.
on The View with all those heifers.
Yeah.
She goes, "Nothing comes to mind. Everything
Yeah.
goes." Oh, so the Afghan withdrawal, where 13 American soldiers were killed, you wouldn't do that differently? No. How about the border? Would you have closed that down? Because now you say you're going to close it down day one,
Yeah.
but it's been open for 4 years. But you're going to do it. So were you wrong then and right now?
You're the borders are.
Right.
You're already the borders
right.
are.
Or are you lying and you're going to leave it open after you get elected? Please, folks, please.
Yeah.
Ask Willie Brown about her, or Montel Williams. You'll probably get the full story there.
Yeah, old Willie Brown, boy, he cannot stand her ass, does can he? Every time I watch something, man, he is on there just raising hell about
that's
her.
Judge Joe Brown.
Oh, Joe Brown. Okay,
Joe
I'm
Brown.
sorry.
Willie Brown was a boyfriend, the 60-year-old guy she dated, San Francisco mayor, when she was 26. She
Oh, okay.
dated
I got 'em
him. He
mixed
was
up.
married. She was a side chick. Yeah, that's who she is. Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, but what do you got? You got any stories? Any crime stories there?
Yeah, man.
I got a couple more, man.
How about the illegal immigrants arrested in Florida for trafficking a 15-year-old runaway girl from New York City?
I saw that. I got the quick picture for you.
Oh,
That's
damn.
them right
Man,
there, folks.
I tell you what, look at what a damn producer does. We don't have to sit here and wait on a damn producer to come up with some crazy bullshit.
I didn't want to blow my own horn, but you may blow it for me.
Or
because I believe on my. Go ahead.
Wait on the producer. 15 minutes later, FBI, open up.
Yeah, hit a button. Hey, where's the cow button? I don't know. We're in the middle of something else. It's like a little slow on the button, slow.
Oh yeah.
He goes. I got a lot going on over here. Yeah.
But way to be on the spot there, Rodinator.
Yeah, I'm producing with a damn cell phone, slow. Look at that shit. There they are, scumbags right
Yep,
there.
definitely.
They came to this country and they are accused of trafficking a missing 15-year-old girl. Do you have any details? You want me to read them out there, Hounddog?
Well, I got them. I don't know where my glasses are. I can't see them.
I got you covered if you need me to, brother.
Right here, though. Right on my damn computer.
You couldn't see them there, right in front of you. That's why you need your damn glasses to find your glasses.
Right. Exactly. All right, so evidently, the two assholes, pieces of shit that Rodinator just showed, got this girl from New York, 16-year-old girl from New York City, from New York City to Florida, and they were, I guess, pimping her out, sex worker, in a Motel 6 in Riviera Beach, Florida. And from what I understand, the police down there used a sting kind of deal to talk to her and talk to them and set up a meeting place. And they would go to this Hotel 6 to get her, and she says, yeah, the people they're making me do this are 2 or 3 doors down. So I guess they go in and grab them up. And the guy is 27-year-old Venezuelan national. He was arrested and deported, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really? Already?
Yeah, already. Then he came back.
Oh, he came back. Oh, so he's been arrested once before, came back, and now he's doing this.
Right.
Caught again.
Yep.
Of course. Yeah, a little more they say about this. They said that what they would do is they take explicit photos of the girl and post it on these advertisements on these well-known commercial sex worker sites, and then they would pimp her out. And according to it was anywhere from 18 to 50-year-old men would go ahead and be customers for this type of thing, which is just disgusting. Unbelievable the depravity people have sunk to. And this is the other thing I think we don't understand is some of these folks that are coming from these other countries, these really bad folks, are bad on another level.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Are bad on another level that we really haven't seen. Because when you get, because I know they talked about some of the Haitians that came over here and about not really honoring our domesticated animals, so to speak. That's because it's just a different culture. It's not bad mouthing them.
Right.
In fact, in Haiti, I looked it up. I did some research on it just because I like to know whether someone's full of shit or not. But they have a lot of witchcraft over there, and cats have a lot to do with their ceremonies, having to do with witchcraft, cat's blood, their 9 lives, and such that. You can Google it. You can do a little research, and it's just their culture. It's nothing bad. We eat chickens, maybe so. We eat cows, right? People over in India they think cows are sacred. I mean, it's just the same thing. So, but it's just a different culture, and when you drop 20,000 into a community of 50,000 Americans and they don't mesh, you get these stories, you get these problems. It's very simple. You don't drop a 18-year-old fresh out of college kid into a prison yard and think he's going to come out okay. It doesn't work. It's a clash.
Yeah.
But anyway, these people just came and they can't make money any other way. What are they going to do? So what do? They do the first thing they victimize the first person they see, and they make money. They make quick money.
Yeah. Yes.
And think about this on a larger scale, because this is happening like you wouldn't believe. The sex trafficking trade in America is booming. I mean, booming, and this isn't helping it.
Oh yeah,
we're getting more entrepreneurs, if you would, of sex trafficking in every day, and our kids aren't safe. You're not safe. If there's ever a time for Second Amendment to be strong, is right now. And I'd advise
absolutely.
everybody. Yep, everybody who is mentally stable and has training to have some kind of weapon to protect you and your family, because the cops come after everything's done. This girl got found after she was sex trafficked for God knows how long.
Well, since September the 12th, that's when she went missing.
Wow. Okay, so there's a lot of bad things could happen to her in those 2 months.
Yeah,
2 months. So, or a month and a half, whatever. So, what I'm trying to say is, you got to protect yourself and your own family. So anyway,
right, exactly.
It's crazy. Hey, I wanted to touch base on that. That, if you don't mind, Hounddog, on that terrorist that Israel killed. Did you hear about that guy?
Don't think so.
The Osama bin Laden to America, to Israel. That means the guy they hated as much as we did.
Yeah, right.
They killed him in Rafah in a strike. People are going bananas. Let me tell you the backstory. This guy was the guy who architected the October 7th massacre in Israel.
Okay.
And he was hiding out in a place called Rafah, which is in Gaza, is in the area. And the funny thing is that the Harris Biden administration wanted Israel to stop and not go into Rafah because there was like 1 million people there or something like that. Civilians. They keep using the civilians as an excuse for Israel to stop. Yeah. Israel says no. How about the civilians leave? Right?
Yeah.
They get out of Rafah. Then we'll go in and we'll clean it out. Either way, we're going in. We're going to clean it out because we're not going to stop until. I mean, they're just doing it right.
Yeah,
just
they have to do
it right. Yeah. Lo and behold, they do a strike in Rafah, and I got a beautiful picture. They did a strike in Rafah. And they didn't know this guy was here. They had no idea, right?
Yeah. Oh, really? So it wasn't like he's here, was hit him now.
Because, they look at all the bodies, that were in the rubble and who were killed. And what happened was they went in, they cleared the building, and then they called in an airstrike. And then they started looking through the bodies. They said, man, this dude looks like so-and-so. And he's looked better. Look at the hole in his head right there.
I see that.
Do you see that hole?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. He's like, it's almost like he's saying, "Oh shit," like that. Yeah.
Wonder what the last thing that went through his mind was.
Was that rocket? Whatever the hell made that hole. And folks, I know it's a gruesome whatever, but this guy here was responsible for 1,200 Israelis being raped, murdered, and killed, and over 100 hostages. 4 Americans are still being held. 4 Americans are still being held a year later, and the Biden administration has not freed them yet. Does this remind you of anything?
We should. Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Carter.
1980.
Yep.
Iran-Contras.
444 days of captivity for hostages in Iran.
Yep.
They took over our embassy. And he let them in until Reagan was about to be sworn in. And then Iran let him go because he knew Reagan was going to come in and turn that place into a parking lot.
Yep.
Exactly
And hopefully, in 2 weeks when Trump gets elected again, hopefully,
Yeah.
they'll, mysteriously somehow, hey, look, we just let the American hostages go.
Yeah, or either that, or we'll be right in there with it, American Special Forces, because
That's
you know
fine
what?
too.
They're holding American hostages.
Yeah.
So I'm in it. I'm in. If I'm
Oh,
America,
yeah.
I'm in. I'm getting
Yep.
my people back. But
Damn right. But why haven't they done that before? Why haven't they done that?
why haven't
now?
they done that yet? Right.
Yeah.
All they're trying to do is, hey, let's have a ceasefire. Let's have peace. And a lot of times, just to go off on that a little bit, they're finding when they do these different raids and stuff, they're finding hostages dead of starvation.
Yeah.
And they found some the other day shot in the head. So like, if it's too hard to take care of these hostages, it looks like what
They're just killing them off.
they're doing, they're killing them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they can't, I mean, how long is this going to go on for? They're probably in horrific conditions, right?
Yeah.
And
Well, hell, if they're starving them to death, that tells you something there.
yeah, that too. And at some point, when they say we're never going to give up these hostages, maybe because there's none left. Maybe they're dead. They're not going to want to exchange dead bodies, because then they give their last card away.
Yeah.
Like I could have 10 hostages. I'm not giving up these 10, but they could all be dead.
Yeah. Exactly.
Who the hell knows? We don't have proof of life. Anyway, I went on a little bit of a rant. What do we got?
No, that's good. How about this? This is totally off the rails. We hadn't talked about this at all today.
Right.
What about this P. Diddy thing?
Ooh.
120 accusers claims involving 9-year-old. As they say, Diddy faces new sexual abuse allegations from 120 accusers who claims involving 9-year-old.
Yeah. Of the 120 accusers, I think they said either 9 or 15 were underage.
Okay.
Of his accusers. Yep.
Well, one of them was a 9-year-old, evidently.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a piece of shit.
And you know what? You know what the crazy thing is about the P. Diddy thing is? He went to court with $50 million in cash to get bond.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
No bond.
They put him in the same. And they put him in jail. And I personally have been wondering if he was going to get Epstein.
I believe he probably will.
Because he's got lists. Because when they raided his house, and this is all, folks, I didn't raid his house, but this is what was been told. Lots of things were recovered there, including thousands of hours of video. And I don't mean literally videotape, but taped recordings of people in these different bedrooms.
Yeah.
And not only that, they had 1,000 bottles of lube. 1,000.
Yeah.
And you might say, and they took them, and you wonder why are they taking 1,000 bottles of lube as an evidence? What I heard was the lube was tainted with GHB.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was part of it, and I'm not sure how GHB works, but I'm not sure if it can be absorbed through the skin or not. I'm not sure how that works, but they took it for some reason. I don't know what.
I believe I believe it can be absorbed through the skin, but the quickest way, of course, is to take it, to drink it or whatever, orally.
Yeah.
But that's that GHB, man. That ain't no joke. It'll
No.
zombify you.
Yeah.
You won't have any clue what's going on.
To have videotapes, and P. Diddy dropped names, dude. He said before all this happened, he was saying, "Who's one of your favorite people to invite to your parties?" You know who one of his favorite people were?
Who's that?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
And I heard today that he has not set foot back in the U.S. since this came out.
I didn't
You think
hear
that's in? Yeah, he's supposedly in.
a non-extradition country.
I'm sure it is, but he is on been on vacation, but on an extended vacation,
Yeah.
and has not set foot back in the U.S.
That's why they didn't let Diddy go, because you remember, like a few months back, he got on his plane and turned off the plane's what do you call it? Tracker.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I forget the proper name.
Yeah,
it's a thing. It's a thing where people can watch the plane flying on the radar, doop doop doop, like a transponder.
Yeah.
And he disappeared, and he went to some Caribbean island and he didn't know where he was, and he disappeared. And they wondered why did he disappear? Because they were doing a warrant on his house, and they thought, oh God, Diddy's running for some reason. But then he came back, and everything seemed fine. But then they did a second warrant on another house, and he's been he's been locked up.
Oh yeah.
He's almost a billionaire. Like he's locked up. His money's not doing him any good. So something happened, just like Jeffrey Epstein, folks. Think about it.
Exactly.
Epstein went ahead and did what he wanted to do for how many years? 20, 30 years?
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they turn on him. All of a sudden, what happened? And now Diddy's been doing things since the 90s, right? Hound Dog, I think this all started like in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
This shit, when he was, and now all of a sudden, boom, they turned on him. But there's so much evidence, and the Hollywood people on these tapes and videos.
Well, it's not just Hollywood people. Politicians as well.
Politicians, musicians, and Hollywood. All the elites that we don't rub elbows with.
Right.
And powerful people who do not want to get outed. So we're wondering what's going to happen. Will P. Diddy get Epstein? Will his list ever be released? Because Epstein's hasn't been, right? Right. So what's going on there?
Well, I think reason Epstein's hasn't been released yet because maybe a former POTUS might have been on there, and Diddy's is probably close to that as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, folks, believe it or don't believe it, it's a dirty, dirty ass world, and those people, those elites, can do whatever they want. And they think their money can protect them, and most of the time they're right. They're exactly right.
I didn't know that about the $50 million in cash to get a bond, but
he had 50. He didn't just say he put up 50. He had 50 million ready, like cash, because. You know how they say, well, you can't just put it up, because you have to find a bondsman, or you have to find like a bonding company.
Yeah.
No, I don't need a bonding company. He has 50 million.
Yeah, but
they said negative.
That 50 million ain't gonna do you no good if your bond is zero.
Yeah. True. So now he's been in jail for a while, and he's got to be hating it because he used to live in the life of And I'm just wondering what's going on. I haven't heard much about it in a little bit. Bits and pieces like you do, like, another accuser comes forward.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But
I just wonder how long it'll be for. I really think that he will be Epstein. I really do. And I just wonder how long it will take for that to happen.
Yeah, because as far as I know, what I heard last was he's in protective custody, suicide watch, the usual thing.
Wasn't Epstein in that as well?
That's exactly right. But then, as we all, if I may remind you, he was in suicide watch and he was in solitary. He's supposed to be by himself. But it so happened he wasn't by himself. He was on, it turns out, he had bed sheets because that's what he hung himself with, right? You're not supposed to have that on suicide watch, right?
What they say
that
he did.
Right. Well, I saw a picture of the scene, and it looked like he tied him in knots. But the story went, he tied him in knots. You know the top bunk of the bed?
Yeah.
Two bunk beds? You know how there's a railing up top?
Yep.
So he ties the rope up there, puts it around his neck, and then he just kind of slouches down, so the rope goes real lightly, but it just tightens around. Like, and if you do this to your two carotids, you start to go out,
Yeah.
And that's what they say he did. But the only problem with that, Hound, is he had a hyphoid bone in his neck that was broken. And the way hyphoid bones break is when you get choked the fuck out.
Yep.
So there's a little bit of a problem there because it wasn't like he hung himself and he went snap, like they did in the Western days. They drop you from a damn whatever.
Yeah.
He just sit down like this.
Yep.
And you're out. So there's a problem with the autopsies and stuff, but the list hasn't been released, and that's what I think. I think we're going to get diddied on that one too. We might. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if we can get a copy of the autopsy like we did old George Floyd when we picked it apart.
Oh, I'm sure it'll get put out there because that George Floyd, that first autopsy was very revealing for George Floyd. Showed he died of a fucking overdose.
Yep.
And then they changed it to fit the narrative of the burning down of cities, which our vice president, running for vice president of the United States, Tim Walz, was governor of and watched burn for 4 days before he called the National Guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. He seems to be a squared away guy.
I saw another thing that I wanted to touch on if I can find it again.
You need to put your glasses on if you can find them without your glasses. That's what I'm trying to say.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, you're welcome. No, I didn't see them on your face. I wanted to help you out.
All right. So I saw a thing where Tim Walz called Elon Musk. What did he call him? Something called him some kind of crazy damn name today.
Why did he call him a name? What did he do?
He was, man, I skimmed over it. I can't remember exactly I think he called him a piece of shit or something like that.
What did Elon Musk do? Elon Musk builds rockets that go in the air and then land themselves. He's working with NASA. He's giving people Starlink to help with what does Elon Musk do that he's a piece of shit?
I think because he called him out, because Elon Musk must have called him out about operating a shotgun, if I'm not mistaken. You know, when he's fumbling around with the shotgun. I'm a hunter and blah, blah, blah.
He did look a little weird with it, yeah.
And he can't load a damn gun. God, man, I wish I'd have saved that now. But anyway, I'll scroll through, see if I can find it while we're talking about other shit.
All right. Well, I got plenty of stuff. I do. Okay, let's get on a former Abercrombie and Fitch. Remember those clothes?
Oh, yeah. Very popular back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
90s.
The former CEO arrested on, wait for it, sex trafficking charges.
Say it ain't so.
Oh, say it ain't so. This isn't an immigrant. This is an American, so it's equal opportunity. Don't get me wrong, folks. Yeah. We just don't need to invite any new sex traffickers in. We got plenty of our own.
We got plenty of our own, yeah. You're right.
Yeah. The CEO of fashion brand Abercrombie & Fitch, Mike Jeffries, and his British partner have been arrested and are facing sex trafficking charges. What's the deal with sex trafficking, Hounddog? Let me just... I don't understand the attraction to it. Like, you and I can go out to a bar tomorrow, buy somebody a few drinks, and we could probably have sex that night. I'm just saying, we probably could find somebody to oblige us.
Right.
Like, I'm not so sure what's the sex trafficking angle. Is it like I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't either.
I know there's money involved, but he's the CEO of Abercrombie & Fitch, right? So it's not a money thing for him, right?
It's probably a control
just like
thing.
Diddy. Yeah, just like Diddy. It's not a money thing for him. It's just like a rape and violence thing, I guess.
A control. He controls the people that they do this shit to.
I guess. I don't know. I don't understand him because whatever. But he was arrested again in West Palm Beach, Florida. Where does that sound familiar?
Yeah, the thing we just talked about that.
Those two people that sex trafficked that girl took her to West Palm Beach, Florida.
And that's where Epstein was too, right?
Yep, that's a really rich place.
Yeah.
Again, key word there, rich. Lots of money there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he was connected with trafficking relating to young men and women at sex parties. Sounds like a Diddy thing. Maybe he was Diddy's hookup.
Could have been.
They expected to appear in federal court in Florida and Wisconsin on Tuesday and arraigned at a later date. He stepped down with a $25 million retirement package. So when he said, I don't want to do this anymore, his golden parachute was $25 million. Not bad. When I left the police department, I think I got a plaque.
With the badge that you actually wore because they couldn't buy another one.
Yeah, I got a plaque. They might have spelled my name wrong. But anyway, I digress. That report said 12 men described attending or organizing events that included sex acts for Jeffries and his partner Matthew Smith. And those events allegedly took place from 2009 to 2015. Some of the men spoke to BBC, that's a British broadcasting company, and they were talking about it. So people are dropping dimes on them now. But there was another one. So more sex trafficking. Folks, we have a sex trafficking problem in the United States. We don't need more people coming in doing the same thing, among other things.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so I found this.
Which one?
The Elon Musk thing.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to hear what Walls has to say about Elon Musk.
All right, so it says Governor Tim Walz blasted billionaire X and Tesla CEO Elon Musk, calling him a dipshit during a rally in a swing. Can you imagine him calling somebody a dipshit? And at a rally in a swing state of Wisconsin on Tuesday, and with former President Barack Obama.
Barack Hussein Obama. Yeah.
He said, I'm not going to waste all the time on him, Vice President Harris, running mate, told the crowd in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm going to talk about his running mate, he said, Elon Musk. Okay, I don't think Elon Musk is anybody's running mate.
I don't believe so.
But, that's just what the fucktard said. Oh, did I say that out loud? Sorry.
You did. You weren't thinking that, but go ahead.
All right. But he said the remark was meant for last, blah, blah, blah. Who gives a shit? Said Elon's on stage jumping. This is what he says about Elon. So Elon's on stage jumping around, skipping like a dipshit on these things. He said the likely reinforcing Musk's appearance at a rally for former President Donald Trump. That guy literally is the richest man in the world, spending millions of dollars to help Donald Trump buy an election, said the Minnesota governor.
That's rich coming from them. Yeah.
No shit. What do? They stole the last election.
Yeah, and they've outspent Republicans this election phase by 4 times. But go ahead. Yeah.
But I can't believe that guy called somebody else a dipshit after the shit that we've seen him down fumble around on.
Yeah. A little bit of taking a look in the mirror. Has he? You know, sometimes I've heard people, some speakers, motivational speakers say, you know, sometimes when you're thinking things in your head, and you should just say them out loud and record yourself and play it back to yourself, and you'll see that you sound like a straight bitch. Like, man, should I get up today? Nah, maybe 5 more minutes. I could do this tomorrow. And then when you're thinking it, you're negotiating with your mind about things, and then
exactly.
Like if you say it out loud, you're like, what the fuck's the matter with you? Just get up and go. Like what? And if there's no self-reflection in your life, then a lot of times you just continue with the good or bad habits, right? Tim Walz, I don't think, has any self-reflection.
No.
He doesn't think of anything. He doesn't think of being a governor of Minnesota, letting the city burn in 2020, delaying the call out of the National Guard, which I remember. I don't forget these things. He let it burn. He was with Kamala Harris as far as the bond fund for the people rioting who got locked up. He supported that. He's one of those guys who doesn't like our Constitution, doesn't like our system of government. He wants to change it. And so does Kamala, just like her dad, who was a professor, Jamaican professor of Marxism. She grew up with a Marxist father. Do you understand that? I grew up with a dad who wanted me to play sports. Guess what I did? Played sports. I grew up with a dad mom who were Catholic. I was raised a Catholic kid. You know? Anyway, go ahead, Hound. I'll keep overrunning you. Go ahead.
I just reading on right quick. So Walt says, here's the good news. Donald Trump is never going to be president. Elon Musk is never going to run anything. All right, let's take this. Let's think about him running something. All right, one of the largest social media platforms is X. Right. He runs it.
And he bought it.
He bought it. Well, he controls it.
Right, and he bought it with the money. Like he's a billionaire. Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole car thing, Tesla. Car company, motor company.
Right.
Pretty sure that he got a handle on it, too.
Pretty cool. Yeah, pretty good.
And let's see, that other thing, what's that? SpaceX. That's what it is.
Yeah. The one where not only does he build rockets that go into space like NASA, but they come back and they land like they're a fucking car in a parking spot.
Precision.
They land in where they took off from, and they can be used again in a week, rather than splashing down or just rather than being discarded in space. He's got them coming back and landing on the landing pad. The guy is another level, man.
He is.
You know.
So
what
far.
The funny thing is, he is a true African American, folks.
Yeah, he's from South Africa.
He's from South Africa.
Yeah.
He's as white as I am, but he is an African American, if anybody is.
Yep,
that is
you're right.
Also so funny.
Yep.
But he's white as us. That's funny.
And I can't believe that, Walt called him a dipshit.
Yeah. Elon Musk, of all people, is a dipshit. Yeah. Listen, you can call Elon Musk a goofy-looking bastard, or you could say he does this, or he talks funny, or whatever, but you can't say anything's wrong with his brain. Anything more. Yeah.
He is one brilliant son of a bitch.
He is. And whether it's brilliant at making money, the rockets, the cars, he does so many different things. Like I said, he may be an alien. And I don't mean illegal alien. I'm talking about like spaceship shit.
Yep.
And like Star Trek from the future shit. I don't know. But he is just... He is
got it going on.
Yeah, he's got it going on. Right. He's got it going on.
That's funny.
Oh, my goodness gracious. What else we got going on?
I don't know. Let's look at something else. I like just pulling up damn articles and kind of winging it on the go.
Yeah, it takes like 2 seconds too.
Yeah.
Because there's so much going on. I got one here. George Soros increases stranglehold on American media. Anybody know the name George Soros? I don't know.
Yeah, I think I might have heard of that guy.
Yeah, he's a billionaire from like Hungary or some kind of crazy country, and he's trying to destroy America. Just want to let you know, and Europe too. But anyway, that's just how it is. Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, he's the one who's been inserting these DAs. He's been supporting these radical district attorneys in cities like Philadelphia, L.A., like the dude up in who's the fat dude up in New York who's doing Trump? Letitia James, New York, Alvin Bragg, right?
Yeah.
Macron out in, not Macron, Lacron, whatever, in L.A., these are all George Soros-backed DAs.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason that's significant is, when he gives them $1 million for their campaign, that's what I mean by he backs them. He's giving money to their campaign.
Yep.
Through a middleman, of course, but nevertheless. And then when they win, it seems like all these DAs are the ones that let criminals go, like in L.A., right? In California, they don't even charge people for stealing $950 worth of merchandise or less. They don't charge them anymore. You can steal that much. That's why Walgreens has left San Francisco. All the stores are closed down.
Good.
Because more shit gets stolen
Yep.
than gets paid for. So they come out. But my point is, these are people messing around in America, in our politics and in our lives. And we should put a stop to it. This shouldn't be allowed to happen. But because it's on one side of the aisle, it seems to get overlooked all the time. Just like Donald Trump, 4 different cases, trying to put him in jail. He's a political rival of the Democrats, so they're trying to put him in jail right in front of our eyes, and no one cares. No one cares.
Well,
but if we tried to lock up that, we care. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They allow it to go on.
Right.
It shouldn't even be allowed to go on. Just like if we try to lock up Joe Biden tomorrow for taking all that money from China and taking that money from Ukraine and all that, has that happened yet? No. It's just because the Justice Department is Democrat right now. It's dirty, folks. It's just dirty stuff. Dirty stuff.
I just hope, in 2 weeks when the Trump gets hired, he goes in there and the first thing he does is start firing motherfuckers fire. Like he says, drill, baby, drill.
Yep.
Fire, motherfucker,
fire. Close the border. Yep. Close the border day one. He's gonna open up drilling again. He's gonna open up leases to lands, oil companies. We can become energy independent, folks. That's a good thing. It's gonna make gas prices go down, and we're gonna be able to fill up our energy reserves, petroleum reserves that Biden has down to 30%. If we have a war tomorrow, how are we gonna run our tanks? How are we gonna run our ships if we have no oil and gas to run them? How are we gonna do it, folks?
Yeah.
We can't. That's what that petroleum reserve is for, emergencies, not to get the price down for a few weeks so he can get some votes. He's got it down to 30%. Trump had it filled up to capacity, 100%.
Yep. So hopefully in a couple of weeks that'll start happening again all over.
Yeah, we just got to hope we can get by this, and there's no shenanigans, there's no voting crap, there's no like, hey, we're going to stop counting votes at midnight, and then we're going to start picking them up again at 6, but yet when everybody goes home, they keep counting, and they find ballots. Like, I'm getting ready to hear all that again. And it's going to drive me up the wall. But I got no power, so I just got to let it play out.
That's it. See what happens. The only thing we can do is vote.
Yep, that's it. And by the way, Rodinator voted early. So I voted a couple days ago.
Did you?
Yep.
Good.
So all good to go.
I actually plan on voting tomorrow.
Yep. And my son sent him out today. He voted too. And so we're good to go. We're in it, man. In it to win it.
That's it.
Yeah. So we're at, as a producer, I feel like, or co-producer with Hounddog, we're at 58 minutes.
Okay.
We got about another minute and a half before we got to sign off. And I guess any other tidbits you want to chit-chat about a second?
No, I just want to encourage people to go out and vote. We're not going to change the way shit is if we don't go out there and vote.
Right.
One more thing. Speaking of that, I saw a video from Texas today where a guy came out of a polling location and he's yelling, everybody check your ballots. He said, I voted one way, and when they printed out the ballot, I looked at it, and it was the other person that I voted against was checked on my ballot.
I saw that. That was in a county in Texas.
Yeah.
And he came out, and then a second guy came out after that and said the same thing happened to him.
Yeah.
And what's happening, folks, is they're going up and down the line of people waiting to vote and saying, check your ballot. After you fill out your ballot, you put on the machine, you put it, I think they had machines. So they fill out their ballot on the machine.
Yeah.
They get a printout of their ballot of who they voted for, and they look and they go, I didn't vote for this person. I voted for this person. It changed it. And they're trying to alert people so that they can fix it before they leave the polling areas. So
I wonder if what it takes to fix that. Could they say you've already cast your vote and that's how it's going to stand?
No, they stop. They said this is wrong. I didn't vote for this guy. I meant to vote for this one, and they'll just run it back through and fix it. Yeah, then there's shit because the guy says you got to check your ballot before you walk off, and it looked like he walked off satisfied, like he got it worked out.
But does that mean that the wrong vote that was cast still gets counted?
That's true. I don't know. Does that mean then that means there's a vote for each person, and that means it's a I don't know.
I
don't know that county. See, the problem is we all don't have the same machines everywhere.
And
everybody's
that's
got
the
different
problem.
shit.
I think that's the problem.
That is a problem. Last thing I'll say, we've been an hour, Hound Dog.
Yep.
I think we all should have to vote on Election Day. It should be a holiday. Everybody should come that day to vote. Everybody should have an ID, and they should show they're an American citizen and vote on that day. And they should be counted just like they do in these other countries. India, they have no problem counting them, and they have billions of people.
Yeah.
Somehow we don't, and I know why we don't, because they need to be able to do some shenanigans and this and that.
So just out of curiosity, did you have to show ID to vote today?
Yeah. When I went, I had to show ID. Yeah.
Good.
They asked for my ID. And then he hit it, and he said, "What's your name and your address?" And I said,
"Oh, really?"
Yep. And I said,
"Excellent."
Yeah, I looked at him, I said, "Appreciate that." He goes,
"Yeah,
problem." Did the same thing to my son.
Good.
That's North Carolina.
That's North Carolina.
Right.
If we, there's a handful of states that have that now.
So they're asking for ID here.
Yep. Good.
All right. Well, we're at that point, and I guess I'm trying to think of what Slo says, but I'm going to say what I want to say. We're at the end of the show, folks. So done deal. Another one in the books, episode 24.
Yep.
Hound Dog and Rodinator only. How'd you like it? Give us a thumbs up if you like it, and we'll just get rid of Doby and Slo.
Yeah. Where are they turning to here and say anyway?
Exactly. We're the big draw anyway. They ride our coattails. So anyway.
No, we couldn't do without them, man.
No, we love them. We miss them. Yeah, we miss slow button pushing and all that shit. We miss Doby stories. So we hope they come back next week. And that's all I got. How about you, Hound? We good?
That's it. As always, let's drink about it and drink responsibly, and go vote.
Hell yeah, go vote. And good luck to everybody still recovering from the hurricane, man. We're pulling for you. Keep pushing forward. Keep grinding. You'll get things straightened out. All right? And we're here for you. Bourbon and Badgers was signing out. All I'm going to do is hit this stop button. So I don't know. We usually sign off on some kind of cool shit. And this is Bourbon and Badgers, and we're going to be signing off now. All right, Hound Dog, I'm out. We'll see you, brother.
All right, later on.
All right, later, folks.
See ya.
You mean it's over? Well, shit.